friends, and welcome to Club Firefly. I'm Keisha, and today we are reading The Chameleon's True Colors, written and illustrated by Yulia Pankratova. Oh, and look at that. Look at all of these tails of the chameleon, these spirals, beautiful colors. Deep in the jungle, there lived a little chameleon. There he is, surrounded by all of the jungle plants. He had scaly skin. Whoa, there's all of his scaly skin. A swirly tail, googly eyes, and a long tongue. What'd he catch? Oh, a fly. But the chameleon was missing something very important. What is he missing? He did not have a color. Look, he's all gray. So one day, he set off to find it. First, the chameleon looked up to the bright sky. "Hello, sun," he called. "I like your color. What is it?" "Hello, little chameleon. My color is yellow. It lights up the world." "Wow, I want to light up the world too." So the chameleon took the sun's yellow. Next, the chameleon looked down to the jungle floor. "Hello, orchid," he said. "I like your color. What is it?" "Hello, little chameleon. My color's pink. It makes the bees dance around me." "Aw, I want the bees to dance around me too." So he took the orchid's pink. Look, there's the bee. Suddenly, something bright landed next to the chameleon. "Hello, ladybird," he said. "I like your color. What is it?" "Hello, little chameleon. My color is spotted red. It warns the birds not to eat me." "Eek! I want to warn the birds not to eat me too." So he took the ladybird's red and black spots. Then the chameleon heard a rustling in the tall grass behind him. "Oh, hello there, tiger," he said. "I like your color. What is it?" "Hello, little chameleon. My color is striped orange. It helps me to hide in the grass." "Fun! I want to hide in the grass too." So the chameleon took the tiger's orange with black stripes. Just then, something soft brushed past the chameleon. "Hello, peacock," he said. "I really like your color. What is it?" "Hello, little chameleon. I have two colors, green and blue. I use them to impress my friends." "Ooh la la, I want to impress my friends too." So he took the peacock's green and blue. "Wow, look at me, everyone," cried the little chameleon. Boy, look at him. He is super colorful. He's got the yellow, the red, the pink, the orange, the green, and the blue. But when he turned to his friends, he saw... What happened here? The chameleon took all the colors. Now the world is just gray. No pink for the orchid, or orange for the tiger, or blue and green for our peacock. Oh Oh no! The chameleon's new colors weren't his after all. He couldn't keep them now, could he? So he returned the sun's yellow, the orchid's pink, the ladybird's spotted red, the tiger's striped orange, and the peacock's blue and green. That looks much better. The world is bright and colorful again. Thank you for returning our colors, little chameleon, his friend said. We will share them with you whenever you want. So the chameleon gave his colors back to his friends, but they said, we will share them with you whenever you want so you can be colorful too. And that is how the little chameleon deep in the jungle can change his colors whenever he likes. And that's the end, friends. I love that story about this chameleon who ends up learning how to share his colors too. You know, I love lizards, and I was so excited to read a story about a lizard. Do you all know that I have a pet lizard? I do. Would you all like to meet her? Okay, here she is. Her name is Apricot, and she is a bearded dragon. She is not a chameleon, but she is a lizard in the lizard family. And you can see she has some similarities to our chameleon from our story. She's got lots of scaly skin. Can you see that? She's even got some spikes that kind of stick out from around her neck and create that little beard. She's also got a super long tail. Now, Apricot doesn't change color much, although sometimes her skin will look a little bit more brownish orange. Right now it's kind of like a bright orange. Sometimes it will look a little bit more brownish orange color. Can you say hi to all of our Club Firefly friends, Apricot? Hi, hi. So I saw that colorful picture in our story of the chameleon with 1,000 colors on it. You remember that one on this page? And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to make a chameleon that can change into lots of colors? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna learn how to draw a chameleon and how to make him change colors. Look at that. Are you ready? Let's get started. For this project, you will need 2 white paper plates, some paints, water, a cup of water, a paper towel for blotting your brushes, some brushes, a pencil, a glue stick, a pair of scissors, and a brass brad. You can press pause now if you want to go grab your supplies. I am ready to start painting my paper plate for my chameleon's colors. So the cool thing is we're going to be using 2 plates, right? One is going to be for the background, which is going to create our colors for a chameleon, and the other is going to be for drawing the chameleon. So I'm going to start painting my background first and give that a chance to dry, and then we'll work on the drawing part. I am using some acrylic paints, some kind of medium bodied acrylic paints, and I've got my water and my paper towel ready for my blotting. So make it as colorful as you want, right? Because our chameleon is lots of color. So I'm going to use kind of every color in the rainbow. Start with some red, and you're just focusing on kind of this center circle part because that's the only part that we'll see when we actually cut out the chameleon. And you can decide how you want your brush strokes to go. You can do them straight across, you can do them in little patches. I'm gonna kind of work mine up in little patches of color. But you decide what you wanna do and how you want to paint it. And I am just going to make sure that I wash my brush out between so I'm not contaminating my paints in the jar. And I've got a nice clean brush to work with, and then dip out a little bit of paint and paint right next to that. So enjoy painting with your colors, whatever kind of rainbow of colors you want to do to create a very colorful chameleon. All right, there we go. I've got kind of a rainbow of colors just filling in that circle. So I'm just gonna set this to the side and clean up my space a little bit so we can work on our chameleon drawing. All right, I've got my area cleaned up a little bit and I'm ready to draw my chameleon. So I'm gonna get my second paper plate. That's a blank one. And I'm thinking about the shape of a chameleon. It's a pretty simple shape. He's got kind of a triangle head, and then his body kind of wraps around, a nice curvy tail, and then some legs. So I'm going to try to keep this drawing pretty simple so you all can follow along with a simple kind of chameleon shape. So get your pencil and we will start with the head of the chameleon. The head and the body are going to kind of take up the top half of this circle, and then the tail will kind of wrap around under here. So think about your head kind of being in this space, the body being here, and then the tail being back here. And the head, as we said, is kind of a triangle shape. So I am using my sketchy line again to kind of draw kind of a triangle shaped head for my chameleon, but it's more like a rounded triangle. Do you agree? It's kind of got kind of this rounded triangle shape to it. So it's got the triangle here, but it's a rounded kind of a curved triangle. All right, so that's the head, pretty simple, right? From there, we're gonna do the body, which will wrap around this way. So I'm gonna start continuing with my sketchy line, and I'm gonna just follow the curve of the plate really until I get about halfway around, and that's kind of the back of my chameleon. All right, so now it's time for his belly, and the belly is going to curve a little bit this way. So I'm coming down, making another slightly curved line here for his belly. Okay, so now I've got his head, his back, and his belly. And I've used up about half of that circle. Can you see that? Now I'm gonna wrap his tail around this way. I'm gonna start where I left off on the back and wrap his tail around, still following the curve of the plate. And they've got that nice kind of curly tail. I'm not gonna make mine too curvy because I have to cut this out. And I want to keep it simple when I cut it. So instead of doing like a big spiral here, I'm just going to do a one kind of spiral. One curve, and then bring it back up here and connect it there with the top. So I got his head, body, and his tail. The feet I'm going to make really simple because I don't want them to be hard to cut out. So I'm just going to do little kind of rectangle kind of chunky feet. All right, so I've got 2 there and then 2 in the front. All right, that's a pretty simple chameleon drawing, right? You all have that? Okay, so now we're ready to cut him out. And this is maybe the trickiest part of the whole thing because we only want to cut this part. We want to leave all of the background intact. So use your pencil to first kind of poke a hole in the middle of your chameleon to give your scissor a space to kind of fit in. So I just poked a hole with my pencil, then I'll take my scissors and start cutting. And what I like to do is just kind of open it up a little bit first. So I might just kind of cut a line down the middle of it and open it up, because whenever you have to cut kind of inside of something, it's hard to get your scissor all the way around there. So I'm not cutting on the lines. I'm just opening up the middle of it so I can get it out easier. All right. And then I find it easier to come under the plate to cut it out rather than coming on top of it. So I stick my scissor underneath of the plate and I cut from the bottom. And that way I can turn it a little bit easier. So continue cutting your chameleon out. I'm gonna cut mine all the way out, and then we'll do the next step. Okay, I've got my chameleon cut out. So you have a nice silhouette shape of our chameleon. Just my cuttings to the side. And if you've got any extra pencil lines, you can just erase those out so we don't see those showing. The other thing we're going to give our chameleon is an eye. So use a piece of your scrap paper from the inside where you just cut out. Find a piece of that you could use to make kind of an eye for your chameleon. You just need a circle. All right, so just cut out a circle from one of your scrap pieces. Okay. There you go, it's a nice size circle. And then you can just use a marker or your pencil even to create the kind of the pupil and color in a nice circle for the pupil of your chameleon. Okay. There you go. So that's going to be our chameleon's eye, and we're going to glue it right there like that. Okay. So use your glue stick to glue on. And I like to get a lot of the glue from the glue stick on it. To glue on your eye. Right where the head is. About right there. Alright, so now isn't he cute? I've got a chameleon with his eye. And the last thing I'm going to add to him, let me see how my plate is doing. Right, so our plate is going to go under. Look at that. And it's going to make it such a bright and beautiful chameleon. All right, so let's attach these two now and make sure your plate is dry. This one is a little bit wet still. I can see how the paint is a little shiny. So I've got this one that I did earlier that's completely dry now, and I'll use this one so we can attach the two together. So this is where you're going to need your brass brads. And you just need one. All right, to poke through, so kind of find where the center of the plate is, and you're gonna poke it through both plates and then open it up on the other side. So poke through. You have to apply a little pressure to get it to go through both plates. All right, so I've got it there. You can see it on the other side coming through, and then I'm just going to open it up so that it doesn't move. All right, and then look, I can turn my two plates and I can change the color of my chameleon, just like the one in our story who just kept changing his colors. So the last thing that you can add is a kind of a tree for your chameleon to be sitting on. I liked the way it looked having a little branch for him to sit on. So with my paints, I'm gonna now come in with some green and just add in a little branch for him to sit on. I'm gonna use a kind of a thin brush for that and a little green paint. And so just make it kind of right under his little feet so that he has a place to sit and he's not just floating in the air. And you can paint over your brad if you want. You can make that part of your tree branch. All right, and then maybe I'll just curve my tree branch going this way. Ooh, let's get some dark green too, yeah? Yeah, let's mix some dark green in with our light green, and that'll make it look a little bit more realistic. He's got a nice tree branch that he's sitting on. And I'm gonna skip over his tail, but still, he's still on the branch on this side. So bring it over to this side of the paper, the plate. All right, maybe we'll add a few little leaves there. Look at that, our tree branch is coming to life. Yeah. Add a few more leaves on this side. Turn that brad into a nice leaf there. There you go. Beautiful. And add a few more leaves on this side. What do you think? Is that enough? Maybe one right here on the end. A couple of little guys right there on the end. Well, that is super cute. Look at your chameleon on his tree branch. Not just your chameleon, but your color changing chameleon. He can change colors all on his own. Check it out. Changing colors. I hope you all had fun making your color changing chameleons and meeting Apricot and reading a cute story about a chameleon. I would love to see what you all have done, and you can share your designs with me on our Facebook page at Club Firefly Kids. And remember to join the club by liking and subscribing to this channel. Until next time, keep reading, keep creating, and keep on shining.
Spread your wings, shine your light. Club Firefly, spread your wings, shine your light. Club Firefly.